All right, so we've played The Shadows Reach and The Shadows Fall on stream before. For those who missed it and maybe don't want story spoilers, you could stop watching this stream now, or video if you're watching on YouTube later, and go watch the videos for those first. We're going to do the final campaign today, The Witch King's Grasp. So for the first campaign, we did a 3 Hunters deck, which was the deck that's made up of Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas. Then we did the Sylvans deck last time. And you know what? I was thinking I would try a new deck for the third campaign, but I'm assuming this is going to be the toughest of them all. And I really enjoyed the Sylvans deck last time, and I didn't notice one card that we missed putting in the deck I want to try in the deck today anyway. So there's a 2 mana 2/3 that 2/03 I should say, that readies whenever one of your Sylvan allies dies. So we've put that in the deck, cut one of our non-Sylvan bad cards, and we're gonna jump into some games and see how we do. We have that selected, right? Where are you? Yeah. Standard difficulty. When we come back and revisit this game in the future, I'm definitely would be interested in going through these campaigns on higher difficulty levels, but for now we'll just do this.
Mr. Barnabas, sir! Nob called breathlessly as he ran into the common room of the prancing pony. There's been another robbery, this time at the stables. Barliman ran out of the kitchen at the sound of Nob's voice, his words rushing out in a torrent.
You don't say? That's a bad business with all these black-hearted men about Bree. I do hope that Bob's all right. Oh, but I forget he's off helping his old nan, so he wouldn't be at the stables, would he?
A gravelly voice spoke up from the end of the room.
A robbery, you say? Anything valuable taken?
This was Bill Fernie, who was hanging about more and more at the pony these days, talking to all manner of folk at odd hours. Barliman did not like the man. It was a comb. Bob bought it from one of those men that's always lurking about the town selling odds and ends, Nob answered. He asked me to check on it. Bill surprised Barliman by slapping his hand on the table and shouting,
Skullduggery! I'll post a reward for its return myself!
After a long journey, you've arrived in Bree, the chief village of Breeland, just before dark, and looking for a bit of food and a bed for the night. Upon entering the town, you instead find closed shutters and side-eyed glances from folks who hurry past you on the way to their own beds. The setting sun casts dark shadows over the village square. In the distance, you hear the town gate being closed. From the darkness around you, hooded figures emerge, brandishing clubs menacingly in their hands.
Let's see what valuables they got.
One of the brigands tells the others as they close a circle around you. You and your companions are not so easy pickings, though, as you put hands to your own weapons.
You stand not alone.
I can walk this path, but others have not this skill.
The strongest of us must seek a way.
Okay. Sorry, can I look at the board again? No, I can't. I wanted to get a closer look at what we have to face here. I guess I could do this to zoom them out a bit. I think we want the... I don't think we want these... We might want this, actually. 224 is not bad. Dump the rest? Yeah, sure. That's actually not awful. Alright, what do we got going here? 1/4 ranged, 1/5, -1 resource every time he deals damage, but then I get all of it back once he dies. Just a 2/5 guard and another ranged. Okay. I think our first play this round is almost certainly Cry of the Rohirrim's Horns. It's going to be a +1 attack and guard to all of my characters. The guard doesn't really do much because, you know, these guys are obviously looking to attack us anyway. I guess it helps us spread the damage out a bit, and it makes... But the key reason I want to play it is because it gives us +1 attack, and it means that these guys will take return damage for attacking us. So because of that, I guess... it doesn't affect ranged units, though. Is worth noting. So you know what? I think I actually ping one of the archers. Because he can kill one of them. And then buff up Legolas, which has to be the next person hit. The bowman attacks. It's going to ignore it, which is fine.
You got me for now.
But this guy's gonna attack, it seems. Well, that's interesting. Sauron decided to play a card rather than attack. That's atypical. Normally the AI just loves to just keep attacking. With that in mind, I think I'm just gonna start playing stuff out. Elven Blade. Yeah, I guess I'll place that on Legolas. Pump up his attack, pump up his life total. No matter what hits it, it's dying. He's just passing. Well, that's good for us. I feel like I want to put Preservation on her because she's got the lowest life total. She's also taken 2 damage already instead of the 1. What do you do? At the end, I'm going to get +1 threat. Seems like a waste to shoot that, even though I have 5 attack, but I'm pretty sure I just want to keep my threat. Like, threat management in this game is very important. Just want to keep it as low as possible. What we can do at the start of this round is actually pick, since Sauron was hesitant to attack with this person in the first place, might be hesitant to do it again, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just start by killing this before it can do anything. Yeah. Grant +1 to each character every time a bandit is defeated this round. To each player, excuse me. Summon 1 random ally with guard. Is that worth doing? Might be.
How may I serve?
Reduce card draw by 1 for each player. Hell no.
Gondor!
Get more of the boys to help!
A good deed is great. This is the card we were talking about at the beginning. Defender of Nath, actually a neutral card, so it can go in any deck. 2 mana, 2/3. After Sylvan you control leaves play. Ready, Defender. Oh, leaves play. That works really well with our Rossiel's power and with the Maldrus Caregiver, because we like to bounce things. Oh, this is a Noldor, though, not a Sylvan. But whatever. There's other cards that we could do then to get extra value by readying this, or like other enters plays triggers, like Arrival Stealth is nice. There's another card that deals 1 upon entering play, so that's a more tempting target if this is on the field then. And of course, it's just a Sylvan, so it works really well with our Sylvan sharpshooters, especially if you're getting multiple trigger like attacks with them, you know. Artwork's cool too. All right, let's kill you.
Gondor! We'll get you next time.
And buff Legolas since he's ranged and hits hard. One of the bandits drops something. You pick up the strange-looking item. Seems to radiate a sense of dread at your touch. Because the thing warned you of some pending open cover stores. Okay, whatever. So Sauron's gonna pass. Do we bank the mana? Stolen item. Do we bank the mana, or do we play out more stuff while we can? I kind of want to get to 6 and just play this. It could also be right to do it for the Longbeard Mapmaker. Like, he's a good quester. I guess we could play out 2 things. There's no reason not to. Although, nah, we gotta play this on Legolas. This is just such a good card. One of the ways that this deck can control the board very, very well. He doesn't have anything to contribute now. Yeah, let's play the Mapmaker. Why not? These types of activations, because they don't have that location-specific symbol or whatever around them, means that they carry on from place to place. So I could activate this later, but it may as well keep the fate points
in the dim light,
in case something better comes up.
Affixed to a wooden post.
Good folk of Bree, the robberies and whatnot of late cannot further be abided. I offer a reward for the return of all items gone missing, so I can get them to their rightful owners. See B. Fernie at the Prancing Pony.
You find the place quickly. A bustling inn in the center of town. The proprietor, Barlaman Butterbur, directs you to a darkened corner where Bill Fernie sits, a tankard in his hands. He doesn't appear to be much, a nervous man with a shifty gaze. He tells you that men have been arriving in town selling trinkets, only to have those same items stolen soon after.
No strange bods and bits, with not much value,
he says.
As an upright citizen of Bree, I feel it's my duty to get these items back to their rightful owners. I got money, but I don't got muscle, see?
When you offer him the item you recovered in the square, he smiles and tosses a few coins on the table.
The citizens of Bree thank you for your assistance.
Bill tells you piously, though you suspect a hint of sarcasm in his voice.
There's plenty more coin if you can find the rest.
You aren't interested in the money, but can smell that there's something more afoot here than at first notice. You might be able to help the good folk of Bree if you continue to investigate.
Bob the stable boy was robbed the other day. You can visit the stables and ask him about it.
Bill informs you.
Or you can check out the abandoned manor at the edge of town. There's something suspicious about that place.
Abandoned Manor.
Ratchet counted his money one last time before dividing it up in piles to give to the boys. They had done well. It had been his idea to sell the items they acquired in the Barrow Downs, and his idea to steal them back again once sold, so they could do it again in another town. This was his best scheme yet, and would keep his gang rolling in coin. Orders in the Barrow Downs were to turn in all the best bits, but Ratchet saw that he and the boys were only allowed to keep trinkets for themselves. He was too greedy to let that go on, so he gathered the fellas he considered the most like-minded and stole away with the best loot they could take from the camp. On the road, he'd proven to be a natural leader, so the boys made him boss of their own gang. There he came up with this scheme to fleece the good people of Bree, and soon he'd do the same to folks in Archet and Staddle. A loud creak from outside snapped him from his task. He signaled to the boys. "Let's have a look-see."
Your fellowship arrives outside what appears to be an abandoned manor house. It's seen far better days. You make out a dim light from inside, giving hints that the house is not as abandoned as it first appears. Slowly, carefully, you make your way onto the wooden stair to the main entrance. As you reach for the door, one of your party steps on a rotting timber with a loud creak. Everyone pauses as you look at one another, knowing that you are now discovered. Sure enough, from within the house comes a set of voices. Then the forms of men and hobbits clad in hoods come bursting forth from all around. Their leader, a large man with his face obscured in shadow, emerges with a laugh.
Nobody's home, see?
They clearly want you to leave, but you clearly came here for answers. Each of them carries a club or cudgel, brandished with hands jeweled with ill-gotten gems. These are the men you've been looking for.
Don't mess with the Northgate gang!
Defeat bandit enemies until you recover 2 stolen artifact cards in this location. And 1 random bandit enters play. Okay, what do these guys do? They have ambush, that's annoying. But you have guard, which is also annoying. I guess I ping you. Oh shit, Legolas deals 2, right. I upgraded him. What do these do? Oh, I see. They don't drop artifacts automatically. You have to activate these. See, this is why I'm glad we saved the fate points then. Where do we start? I guess we start with Legolas just killing this asshole. Okay.
Crack some skulls.
I'm not sure why that worked. We're gonna take a bit of damage here, but I'm just gonna
Stick your nose somewhere else.
build up. He'll survive the turn, so that's fine. Might want to make sure that we can pick up this to heal one of our units later when the time comes.
Gondor!
Oh, I give up.
We'll teach you a lesson.
I'll take that.
I can play this? Sure, let's see what it does. Oops. Maybe I just ruined. Yeah, that's fine. Do I want to play any of these other things? I guess we probably want to utilize these before they die.
That'll clean your clock. I'll take that.
You bastard.
Take it.
This is junk, it doesn't matter. I could play this, but 2 resources is enough for 4. Sauron to play something and kill it, so I think I'm just supposed to end the round.
You've wandered into some trouble.
Okay, so I think the 2 damage is going here. There's our sharpshooter, that's nice. He'll kill the higher powered level thing. Grant +1 to Sauron equal to the next defeated minion's cost.
Here, take it back.
Acceptable losses, okay. Well, I'll discard the junk. This will go here.
Stick your nose somewhere
Yikes.
I'll take that.
The enemy is upon us.
Oh, I give up. Your body or your life.
I spun something in the distance. We'll teach you a lesson.
Not so tough, are you?
You would die before your stroke fell.
Take it back.
What have you got there?
Fleeting.
Make your move.
I think we need to get those out of our hands.
Write them down.
I go to gather. Take that and watch for enemies.
Your body or your life?
Oh yeah, I guess that guy was fleeting, so those attacks were pointless. Whoops. We have another caregiver, which is nice. He's gonna take a hit, but can heal him. Still, it's probably a bit iffy for me to do that. No, wait, he's got range now. Yeah, he's got range. He's fine.
Gondor! I give up.
Okay, well, we'll definitely... I guess I could use her power, but our hand is kind of full. I guess it's gonna go down probably the next turn. Still, I probably want more activations. Oh, power recover one of your non-unique allies. Is that because I have too much shit in hand?
You need not worry about anything for the present.
The boys gave Jed the name Stick because of his lanky frame and scrawny arms. Still, he had come to like the name, just as the boys came to respect his leadership. Even Ratchet noticed and made Stick his lieutenant, sending him to lead the boys on raids. Stick liked the responsibility, so when Ratchet told him to watch the stables, watch he did, though he and the boys got bored watching the town sleep. Bob the Hobbit, who tended the stables, returned after dark. He'd be asleep not long after, as he did most nights. Stick had watched the stables many times before this. The rest of the evening passed uneventfully. Earlier, Stick had to shush the boys as they shared a bit of the local drink with one another. But then the night grew eerily quiet. It was just past midnight when they saw a party of strangers approach the barn. Outsiders, no doubt. That could be trouble.
Let's greet the newcomers, boys.
Stick whispered to the men around him.
Time to knock heads.
You decide to search the stable. With the lateness of the hour, it's silent, but for the occasional swish of a horse's tail.
That makes
Suddenly,
that much
a low
noise.
rumble
Okay.
begins to sound from a pile of hay. You approach cautiously as the sound becomes a snort. The source is a sleeping hobbit, just visible under the straw. He jumps with a start, visibly frightened by your intrusion.
It's just me, Bob.
The young hobbit stammers out.
I work here in the stables. With the horses,
he says, as if that wasn't already obvious. You tell Bob your mission to find the bandits and recover their stolen wares.
They stole my comb I bought my old Nan,
he explains.
I was going to give it to her today when it came up missing. I bought it from a tall man up Archit Way.
His expression changes as he holds up a pointing finger.
That man! There!
You turn to see a tall, skinny man and several hooded companions with him.
What do we have here, fellas?
He asks them, as they each pull
Oops.
a cudgel from their
I
cloaks.
shouldn't have thrown away his comb. I thought it would do something. Secret.
Not in my stables.
I bet you it's gonna be at the end of the quest, it's gonna say you could have gotten bonus fellowship if you had kept it. Anyway, one random bandit. Defeat bandit enemies until you recover 2 stolen artifact cards in this little game. Oh my god, my hand is full. Can I play some of these to get them out of my hand? Keen-eyed bouncer. You cannot engage objectives while keen-eyed bouncer is in play. This guy has ambush.
Take it back!
Stick your nose somewhere else.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Give up!
That'll clean your clock. I'll take that.
Oh no, you didn't. Bob's getting in on this action.
Welcome to Rivendell.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Take it!
Take it. What a weird quest so far.
Bill Ferny was worried. His contacts were pushing him to find and return the missing items stolen from the Barrow Downs camp. He had no idea why they wanted these specific items or what they would be used for, but experience had taught him that his contacts were not the kind of people you crossed lightly. That stupid Ratchet was behind all this. He just knew it. But he didn't have the muscle to take on the gang directly. That's when he came up with a reward idea. He only needed the items on his list back. No more, no less. So, if he could get them back at the loss of a few coins, or get some locals to bash a few of the gang's heads without having to take them on directly, so much the better. He had friends who would deal with Ratchet, but first he needed to get the items back on the road to the Barrow Downs. Otherwise, they'd send someone else to take care of things. And that would be the end of old Bill Ferny. Bill wasn't about to let that happen.
Having recovered the missing items, you make your way back to the Prancing Pony, only to find some rough-looking folk surrounding Bill Ferny's table, while Barlaam Butterbur looks on nervously.
I don't want no trouble in my inn,
he tells them defiantly, though the tremble in his chin betrays his fear.
Stay out of this if you know what's good for you and
Betrays his
keep.
confidence.
One of the men snarls.
Ferny here has some explaining to do, setting the whole town after us.
Ferny swallows hard, but then notices your arrival.
Ah! My associates!
He smiles a reptilian grin as he waves his arm to indicate your group.
Perhaps you should take this up with them.
The men turn as patrons in the bar divide into folks who wish to hide and those looking for a good excuse for a brawl. Someone smashes a bottle and pandemonium ensues.
New mechanic, Battle of Wills. A Battle of Wills is a conflict between a character and an enemy based on willpower rather than health. Your character engages the enemy, dealing its willpower as trauma against the enemy's willpower. You defeat the enemy if trauma reduces its willpower to 0. In a Battle of Wills, cards with defeat effects do apply to enemies, and effects that increase or decrease a unit's own willpower can be used. As this is not a physical attack, block, and cards that apply progress have no effect. Defeat Rabble Rouser. I'm guessing it's this jackass here.
Stand down or fall down.
Drunken Brawlers in play. So if I get rid of all these Drunken Brawlers?
My arrow flies.
Maybe I should have played one of these guys out first.
I need a long
I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. You cannot pass!
A full pouch by the
Gondor!
So returning an artifact is playing it, I assume, in this case. Defeat every drunken bro. Damn it! If I should have read these first. Defeat one minion or deal 3 damage to one villain. Play a card first and see what else Sauron does. He only has 1 card left in hand.
Don't mind me.
There we go. Maybe I should have played. I should have done this too. Self-preservation. Yeah, sure. Put it on this guy. Oh, they're them disappearing from the hand is them being returned.
May not be fast, but I get there all the same.
Ready for trouble!
Sure, that's not that great.
Gondor!
A red sun rises.
Big hit. I love how the background changes depending on where you are.
What have you got there?
Okay, as long as it wasn't a good deed, I'm fine with that. Fly right on me. You want to do unexpected aid, maybe?
Shortcuts make delays, but inns make longer ones. Huh!
Let's have at it.
Let's have at it.
Don't mind me.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
With a last crash of a bottle and the thump of a knocked-out tough falling to the floor, the fight ends.
That Bill Fernie's a bad man, I tell you.
Barlaman Butterburst shouts. He rises from behind the bar, knob clutched in one arm protectively, and a thick wooden club in the other.
He's run off! If you want a reward, you need to track him down to get it.
Before you can respond, the front door opens, ringing a small bell set above it. The tall man you fought at the Ramshackle Manor comes in, hands over a large bloody gash across his belly, his skin pale as moonlight. He looks first to Barlaman, and then to you and your companions, before falling to the ground, stone dead.
Murder!
Gasps Barlaman as he stands over the body.
Burglary in Bree. Dwarven Sellsword. I just made a dwarf deck that actually had a purple dwarf deck, so I'd be interested to see this worth running. That's neat. 2 mana, 2/6 is obviously really above rate. He has block, so he's actually really tough, but then he costs 1 every round thereafter, or he gets fleeting. Yeah, might be worth running, because that deck is actually pretty good at producing extra resources. And in fact, there's a card that you could play in the deck that gives you an extra resource to cancel that effect out, potentially. Oh, that's so if you kill them all, you get a little bit extra. Pretty good completion, actually, all things considered. Almost did the quest perfectly. Murder most foul.
Barlaman had Bob and Nob help drag the body of Ratchet into a side room of the Prancing Pony. He would summon someone to take it for a proper burial at first light, but word had already spread of a murder. Townspeople were assembling in the common room to discuss the events of the evening. Ratchet was new in town, doing a brisk business selling trinkets he said he acquired in his many travels. Barlaman didn't trust him, though. He had the look of a man on the run, glancing about as if he'd be caught out at any moment. And now he was dead, stabbed in the gut from behind. Barlaman guessed that whatever haunted Ratchet had finally caught up to him. But who? And why? The folks now congregating in the inn were already pointing fingers at several of the town's ne'er-do-wells. Barlaman counted each off on his fingers as they were mentioned. There were Johnny Goblin Fingers, a halfling dandy who carried a set of throwing knives everywhere he went. Old Orc Eyes, the tracker who would take any job, no questions asked. Susie the Spider, a broker of information that she gathered with a network of paid watchers. Todd the Troll, a giant of a man with hands as big as your head, which he put to good use as hired muscle. Wolfpelt Jake, the game hunter, though Barlaman wasn't so sure that game was all he stalked.
Any of these shadowy characters might be the one who did the deed. Or none of them at all,
Barlaman announced, joining the conversation. He turned to indicate the new strangers in town, the adventurers from afar.
These folks were the ones that returned the stolen goods. They might be useful again.
The innkeeper raises a plump finger at you and your companions.
You lot have just been nominated to find who murdered Mr. Ratchet here.
It appears that you've been deputized to take on this duty, whether you like it or not. Barlaman asks the crowd.
Anyone know where he was stabbed?
Most people stand silent, but a few voices call out.
In the stomach!
Someone yells to raucous laughter.
In an alley by the west gate!
One person yells, while another claims,
No, it was over by the warehouse.
Another person swears that Ratchet was attacked in front of the Prancing Pony. Clearly, there's no consensus. Barlaman ponders a moment, surveying the crowd before turning to you.
You'll just have to look about. The town gates are closed, so start with the west gate and work your way in.
You gather your belongings and head out into the pre-dawn darkness. determined to find whomever killed Ratchet. You suspect Fernie is involved, but he snuck out back while Ratchet came in the front.
Do you wish to see elf magic?
I do not fear the dead.
The strongest of us must seek a way.
Do we want self-preservation this early? It probably wouldn't hurt. I think I like the rest of the hand, though. Yeah, this is the first time I'm playing this campaign. So far, it seems pretty good. It started off very different than all the other ones, so it seems just a nice twist on the formula that the first two campaigns presented. He's coming about and wants some measure of revenge. Okay. Find clues. I guess we start with the guy that's toughest, so Boromir can finish him off and increase someone else's. Investigate, investigate. Oh, that's interesting.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Take that!
My arrows always find their mark.
We'll get you for what happened to the boss!
A red sun rises!
Oh, who did it changes? Spoilers! That's fine, I don't care that much. Is it spoilers? It's kind of spoilers. I don't know. Okay, do we want to... I guess we'll start here, because if Sauron passes, I can play the Lorien Wanderer. That's still a possibility. I don't want to play this 1-1 out into an enemy. I guess this could hurt as well. I probably want to see... Restore 2 to every hero. That's good to know. 4 damage to 1 bandit, or apply 2 progress per player to every bolster. Are these considered bolsters? What's a bolster? No, there's a specific card called bolster, I guess. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't care that much. We definitely want to kill that guy, though. All right, let's start here. See what.
Watch for enemies.
Ugh, that's okay. Punished a little bit because now I. Oh, it's ally, not hero. That's right. Pardon me. I should have muted my mic. Investigate, investigate. I guess I need to worry about these. These make me think I should have started applying progress to them first.
The enemy is upon us.
Depending on what happens here, I might start with the defender. Because if I use him first, then this, if this Sylvan dies, I get another one. Yikes, what was that? Return half the cards in each player's hand, rounded up. And then it targeted these two. This is not as big of a deal because there's built-in recovery in this scenario, and the Imaldra Scout's a nice card, but it's pretty low power level, so it's fine if it goes. I guess we can start here. Oh yeah, Sauron's not doing anything.
Gondor!
A red sun rises!
I guess that's a bit of a clock.
has the trail cold.
Stand down or fall down.
Stand down or fall down.
Get him!
You don't need to finish this guy off because Legolas's upkeep ability will do it. Pair of twin hobbits tells you that they've reasoned out who the killer is. I heard the killer belch as they ran by. It must be that young Master Fidby. He's always in his cups, if you know what I mean.
You would die before your stroke.
Gondor!
Do I want to fill this before we go? Is there any reason to? Sure, there's like a quest bonus fellowship thing. Get this in range. She caught a glimpse of the killer in a brief second. It's still dark, but as it was the killer's eyes, they were clear and bright and filled with malice. Old yellow tinge. Oh, okay. 3 suspects remain. So I'm gonna give him rain. This is free, so I may as well do it now. Probably want to give that to him. I think I'll just bank the resources. And whatnot. Oh, I'm an idiot. I could have gotten a little bit of value.
You leave the town centre, having eliminated the first suspect. You continue your search at the outskirts of Bree. There stands the Ramshackle Manor where you encountered Ratchet and his gang, its timbers creaking slightly in the morning wind. Nearby is an old warehouse where merchants and farmers bring their goods for market.
Oops. Why would old Orc-Eye's card effects be ignored? He's our friend now, right? We eliminated him as a suspect. Why would he be attacking us? Start with you, because Boromir finishes you off.
Gondor!
Pump you up. Actually, I'm probably supposed to pick this. Oh, okay, Sauron didn't attack anyway. That's nice.
I'll take that.
That one's for Ratchet.
Alright, well at least my attacker readies.
Don't mind me.
Die.
A red sun rises.
God, I love this combo. I feel like I want to heal our sharpshooter, actually. Probably want to play the map maker too, and then we can like really do a lot of questing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Kind of want that effect still.
Never trust an elf.
Let's start here. A treachery, A. I gotta watch out for this too.
Keep a civil tongue.
Uh-oh. Damn it.
Alright, you're done.
Revenge for Ratchet!
Alright, we good. You find an older hobbit boy playing with a stick, in which he knocks a small rock back and forth. He zipped right through. Todd the troll, okay. Okay, this time let's actually bank some fate points before we leave. Don't think I want to... Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I can't play any more things out anyway. There's no upgrades. Do I want to replace any of these units? This is a very quest-focused thing. I almost kind of want to replace the 203 with our 024, but I don't want to lose the effect. I guess these guys could use some healing. Not much, but it's something. Yeah, we'll just bank the resources for now.
With one more suspect eliminated, you feel that you're beginning to grow into the role.
How have we
you've
been playing
assigned.
this campaign for almost
Your
an
search
hour
has
now?
brought you back into the center of
Holy
town.
shit, this is long.
The market square lies before you. Merchants and farmers have set up their stalls, while the earliest purchasers are already looking for the best deals of the day. The sights and smells remind you that you haven't yet eaten in some time, and your stomach begins to rumble. You push the hunger away for now, as you consider the other location in the town center. The Prancing Pony, where Ratchet fled to when he died. You resolve to scour each location thoroughly for clues and bring Ratchet's killer to justice.
Bandits everywhere. Okay, probably gonna use this one. Resolve every objective. I was wondering when we want to save that. Probably here. I feel like I want to use Cry here. One to you. Here.
That one's for Ratchet.
And that one's for Ratchet. Why didn't I get my upkeep? Or did I and I just missed it?
My arrow flies.
Get
him. Get him.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
This is a minute, shall
Strike them down.
You're done for.
We'll get you for what happened to the boss!
So many lines. Voice lines. Okay. Good opportunity to stick this.
How may I serve?
Healing. I guess you're all pretty healthy still. I want to heal you. I actually might want to heal this guy. Blah, blah, blah. Johnny Goblin Fingers is not the guy. Definitely doing this. Yeah, let's just travel.
Wolfpelt Jake the Hunter must be the killer. Or at least you think so, based on the process of elimination.
That would make sense.
Barlaman Butterbur informs you.
He's a mountain of a man, and good with a blade. He makes camps in the Chetwood, to the north and east of Bree. But be careful, there are outlaws in that area.
Your fellowship makes its way quickly to the Chetwood. Not far off the main road into the trees, you find Jake sitting by a campfire with a rough-looking group.
Yeah, I killed Ratchet,
he says,
Nope.
thumbing his axe.
and I made good coin for it. What's it to you?
You resolve to bring him to justice, but are wary of the outlaws nearby, clearly ready for a fight. They raise their weapons to stand against you, and you realize that justice isn't so easily meted out in the wilder parts of the Breelands.
Still stand and deliver. The conflict has barely begun when a sudden whistling cuts across the battle and causes everyone to pause. From around the bend comes Bill Fernie himself. He stops mid-whistle upon catching sight of you and your companion's head about that reward. He laughs nervously. I lied. He looks at the gathered toughs arrayed against you and growls, "Teach these folks a lesson, won't you?" They rush to attack.
I should have never taken your coin, Fernie.
You can't pin anything on me. And don't forget what I know.
Yeah, this campaign just seems even longer than the other ones somehow. Maybe not. I guess we're about on pace. I think the last one took 2.5 hours to complete, so that's like 30 minutes per mission. Defeat Wolfpelt Jake and Bill Fernie. Okay, what are you guys about? +1 and summon 2 random minions. That could be nasty. So maybe we do want to prioritize killing these two. We can't. These guys aren't particularly tough anyway. And -1 to 1 random character. Is that permanent? Seems like it. And +1 and +1. Ooh, you're nasty too. Cry is kind of a nice opener here too. Yeah, let's start here. This is a bit risky, but I mean, he takes some damage now, and these guys can't target him, and now this guy's powered up for one-shotting a bunch of stuff like you. I'll teach you some manners. I guess I can't do that quite yet. Let's just kill you then.
The foes of Gondor flee.
And power up this guy even more. So all of our Sylvans are like really, really hitting hard. Okay, with that then, I'm gonna go like this. It's like also kind of soft passing because I want Sauron to play out more enemies so I can actually utilize the power I just put into play. And he's not doing that, so I guess it's a GG's.
I see them.
Yeah, I know. I always forget to sometimes, but like, he just had so much going for us.
You ain't got nothing on me.
Fernie cries as you bind his arms. You've confirmed the murderer and apprehended them, but you suspect that Fernie was involved and likely ordered the crime. The murderer looks down at the ground, tight-lipped. Fernie must have some sort of hold on them to ensure their silence. Bree had existed since the fall of Cardlin without any kind of central authority, so upon returning to the town with the prisoners, the townsfolk forms a council of prominent locals to decide their fate. The murderer is made to surrender their belongings and leave Bree, never to return. They're also urged to leave the Breelands, but with no authority beyond the town itself, there's no way to enforce this. You search Fernie's home, but cannot find the missing items. Without any hard evidence, Fernie manages to get off with only a fine for general nuisance. However, you manage to uncover a letter hidden under a loose board, which reveals that more is afoot here than you first thought.
Bill Fernie's hidden letter reads, Find the stolen items and return them to the excavation camp in the Barrow Downs immediately. V is waiting just outside of Bree to bring them back as soon as you have them. That gang stirred up the hornet's nest when they made off with the items we recovered so far. We'll make sure they get theirs. We're close to getting the last bits, so don't delay. You know what happens to those who fail. She doesn't forget or forgive. D.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Standard seems a bit too easy. If you know how to build decks, at least somewhat competently, which I'd like to think I can. So I could see the next difficulty level being a more interesting challenge, because the fact that you lose one card draw on top of Sauron getting one more resource seems like it would be pretty tough, because thus far I haven't had to put any card advantage in any of my decks because you don't really need it. Because your decks are so consistently, or are so consistent anyway. So now, with one less card draw every round, I might actually have to sacrifice some of my more interesting cards to ensure that the deck is more consistent. I could see that 2/0/3 that readies whenever you lose a guy being one of the first cuts to just put in a 1 mana draw 2, which is in green. Discard every treachery if there are no treacheries, +2 resources. That's kind of neat. Because, like, ramp isn't usually in any other sphere other than purple, right? And some blue cards have conditional ramp. This is conditional, but I don't think I can think of one that's in green, so that's kind of neat. Wow, perfect. I've never done that before on the first go. Murder most foul.
Aruwethel looked out at the ruined city as she pondered this latest news. She had been forced by necessity to work through agents, and was careful to choose only men with the blackest of hearts. Still, she could not trust that their selfish impulses might still bring her plan to ruin. She had instructed her agents to employ men to dig the Barrow Downs in secret. They could loot what they wished, but they were to recover specific items. Artifacts that would aid her master to return to power in the north. Combined, they would revive an ancient curse that she would present to her master as a symbol of her undying service, and perhaps more. She pushed that thought aside and stood further back under the outcropping that hid her from the light. Even though a steady rain fell from an overcast sky, she instinctively preferred the shade. Her agents had failed her by letting the items slip through their fingers. They must be recovered. She readied a note and summoned a servant to carry it forth.
With the unearthing of the letter hidden in Bill Fernie's house, it became clear that the events in Bree were part of a larger scheme, one that you're determined to unravel. Your fellowship spends another night in Bree, reasoning that entering the Barrow Downs is best done in daylight hours. After a hearty breakfast, you head towards the seldom-used trails leading directly into the Barrow Downs, and muster your skills to follow a recent set of tracks that you reason might be the mysterious V from the letter. As you pass into the Barrow Downs, just a few hours later, you feel a damp chill rise in the air, like a cold, heavy blanket being laid upon you. Sounds seem not to carry, as you hear only your own voices and footfalls, yet even these cut off sharply, as if you're in a small room rather than an open wild. The low, flat hills loom large, shrouded by the close mist. You hold your cloaks tighter against the cold, though you suspect it comes from within rather than from without. Suddenly there are cries in the distance, the unmistakable sounds of men in terror. With a glance between you and your companions, you decide to follow the sounds. Someone is in trouble, and in this place, you feel duty-bound to answer the call. You increase your speed, though careful not to take a reckless pace to avoid stumbling over an unseen stone or moving headlong into an ambush. You step into a clearing where the mists lighten to find a battered and recently abandoned camp. Tents are torn and items scattered. A campfire still burns, and a few men lie dead, their eyes fixed in horror. Within the mist, you make out shapes darting at the edge of the camp, running about clearly in fright. More still fend off unseen figures that harry them, while still others simply cower. A pale man emerges from the mist and points at your party, his eyes glazed over.
More of them over here!
He shouts.
Fend them off!
More men emerge, brandishing weapons, and attack.
Do you wish to see elf magic?
I do not fear the dead.
We must trust to such weapons as we have.
Can I not see these before selecting my hand? That's fine. Sharpshooter's kind of like the linchpin of the deck, so I'll keep this. Free boost to Boromir. Like, this is one of the best things you can put on... pretty much the only thing you can put on Boromir, but you really like to do so. Maybe you... I don't know. Healing just in case. I don't think I want 2 of them, though. Probably don't need this until a little later, but then again, it's also a good quester. Decent quester. Can see getting rid of you. Yeah, let's look for something else. I don't think too much. Exhaust 1 random hero per player through the next round. That's not that bad, and it's 6 turns away, so that's fine. Defeat every enemy or resolve Grave Robber's Camp. And defeat 1 random bandit, summon 1 random undead. Ooh. It doesn't really matter. Gain 1 flaming brand, +1 and +1 when attacking an undead or engaging a hazard. That's pretty cool. Oh, there. Okay, so there's 2 of them. -4 threat. Built-in threat reduction is always nice. Another flaming brand. Grant +1 and +1 to every unwounded character, and then +2 to every wounded character. That's a really good one. Another flaming brand. And then this location-specific one, we get this Reformed Bandit 204 Ambush. It's not bad, I guess. Alright, what are we doing round 1? Probably want to just set up. I guess the Sylvan Sharpshooter could, in theory, die because there's enough attack power on the table for that to happen. So maybe I want to wait 1 round, see what our opponents are doing. Okay, AI correctly attacks with the weak thing that I could have finished off. I still think I want to do that, though.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Let's keep Legolas a little more healthy. Then we can, like,
not idly
do this so they
Stay back!
have the target there, potentially.
I see them.
No! Stay back!
Stay back. Well, that's annoying.
A red sun rises! Don't eat me!
Sweet! The strong one died. Perfect. Oh, you're untargetable with this, too. That sucks. That's a really great pickup. I'll just do this, and I think I'll put it on her again. I want to keep my heroes as healthy as possible, because it would be nice. I mean, we can heal them with this, but it would be nice to permanently buff them if we can. Because we'll do this. Play you now.
I spy something in the distance.
I had a feeling it might be that treachery too, so that's actually pretty good value. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, it kind of makes this unit useless, but Oh, that's what's granting stealth. Okay, thank you. I should have actually read that. It's probably worth...
You would die before your stroke fell.
I guess Legolas... No, he can't if it... Plus, we don't want it to turn into a undead. Oh, alright.
Denwyn should have been pleased. Valen returned from Bree with the missing artifacts in the nick of time, as his men had recovered the last artifact on Aruethel's list. She was a demanding lady, and Denwyn didn't relish facing her if they failed. If he failed, since he would be the one to bear her wrath, not Valen or that Bill Ferny, from whom he had kept her a secret. Then no sooner had he sent Valen on to deliver the artifacts to her, when a new threat emerged. Aruethel had given specific instructions to avoid certain mounds, but he had to disobey her to find the last item on her list. It was in the barrow of some ancient prince or other. After Valen left, the Barrow Downs grew colder and the fog grew thicker. They heard strange singing, but could not make out the words. Denwyn's men began to disappear, emerging soon after as something else, something not living. A host of the things attacked his camp, and Denwyn fled to the Barrow Downs, wondering if he'd live to see another morning.
You feel an infinite sadness reaching out to you from all around. A longing that weighs on you, making every breath a labor. The spirits that shamble about within the bodies of ancient kings are an affront to life itself, denying the light of morning. You desire to defy them, an anger swelling up from inside. You follow closely behind a group of them, emerging before a cairn to a long-dead noble of Numenor. They drag the limp forms of grave robbers along for some dread purpose, while chanting a tuneless song. Cold be hand and heart and bone, and cold be sleep under stone. Never more to wake on stony bed, never till the sun fails and the moon is dead. In the black wind the stars shall die, and still on gold here let them lie, till the dark Lord lifts his hand over dead sea and withered land. The poor devils may be grave robbers, but you'll not allow them to join the ranks of Shadow. You prepare your weapons and resolve to do what good you might, shouting, "Elbreth! Gilthoniel!"
Oh shit, do we start a turn just fully exhausted? Oh. That would have sucked. Oh, these things, there's a lot. Revenge, summon 0 to 2 cadaver to them or grasping. Oh wow, that's nasty. Block, so that pinging there doesn't do anything. Revenge, add 1 curse to each player's deck and shuffle it. There's already 3 in there? Or was that the last? No, that was this one, right? -1 to every character. Okay, you're nasty. Sure. Oh crap, I deal 2. Ah shit, I should have killed one of the 2/2s then. Remove... Okay, that doesn't matter. Should have killed you then, probably. I still can with this, I suppose.
All the foes of Gondor flee.
I'll do this, to, not only to protect them, but to make all of our attacks with Sylvans just better this round. Okay.
I see them.
I think it's worth killing this, even if it's gonna summon some of the things, and it looks like we lucked out. Could give Elven Blade to Legolas. I probably want to play these two this round. Start with you. Okay, well, I'll be sure to kill you then. Gain 1 reform. Oh yeah, she'll do 3, right? Undead are engaging a hazard. Guess we can start here.
The enemy is upon us.
Alright, among the middle one another render.
You find the broken entrance to one of the larger barrows, topped by standing stones.
Neat.
A voice beckons from inside.
I want to be buried in something
Try
like
as you
that.
might, you cannot resist the call and enter, only to find the place a shambles. Treasures that were once carefully laid in this tomb are strewn about haphazardly, the work of shovels and picks scattered with equal abandon. The robbers had been here, and were none too careful in their work. A voice whispers, "Restore." Though whether it's a request or a command, you're not sure. There are 3 stone piles, once set in specific placement about the place, now scattered. You feel compelled to put them back in their proper order, and step forward when a groan fills the air. What had once been a robber stands in the back of the chamber, his eyes rolled up and his skin pale as milk. He wears a belt with the letter D engraved prominently on the buckle. The creature howls, his fingers bent like claws, as he rushes forward, teeth snapping.
Restore. -2. That's not that big of a deal. It clogging up my hand is more of a big deal. So you're 3 away from perfect health. You're really weak. Maybe self-preservation needs to go on you. I might just want to defend. Tank a hit. Could attack here though first to get rid of that, and then it's this thing's 2 attack. 2 attack. It's got block. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. Make something stealthy. I don't want this to die either though. Get some value out of that. This is also something I don't want dying. So yeah, let's start here and see what he does. Not that it matters.
Not idle to think the glory and fall.
Deal. Self-preservation on you.
All things must end.
+2 when attacking an exhausted character. That's kind of nasty.
I see them.
Alright, well there we go. That's helpful. You have block. You do not. So let's go here, pump this up, and then all our Sylvans do +1 damage against this guy. And you're
Push them down.
alright.
The enemy is upon us.
Guess we'll start. I don't think we really want any of those anymore. This might still be fun. Or fine. What do you do? Dagger of Westernessy. Ambush. +2 when attacking a villain. Seems pretty good. Is that something you can actually put in your deck? I think so.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Well, that's triggering anyway.
My eyes see everything. There.
I see them. There.
Cannot reduce, and getting +1.
A red sun rises.
Huh.
Hits the best one, of course. That doesn't matter.
There.
The arrow is your doom. Your end is nigh.
Owie. Alright, what do you do? Block, counter, end, -1, no fate meter contributions while it's in play. That's fine. Those are. I mean, this one was the nice one, I suppose, but I guess we'll just play another sharpshooter. I don't know. That doesn't do anything, right? Because this block reduces each instance of incoming damage by 1. It's not like it sums up everything and then you get it. I think I want to get rid of this. Well, I'm glad I did that, I guess.
Welcome to Rivendell.
I think I'm just gonna ignore that. I guess he can deal with it since he's not dealing damage here anyway. I know it can produce these limbs and stuff, but they're not as strong, so it's not a big deal. And actually, I don't know, you can't, never mind. What do you do again? Yeah, I don't care about that. I guess you can come into play and shoot that.
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the stomach.
Oh, but Legolas could have killed that. Oh no, he has good deeds, so he deals damage.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
A red sun rises.
No fate contributions. Whee! I guess I could have directed that here. That's fine. Probably doesn't matter. Because we can kill him right now with Legolas.
You would die before your stroke fell.
God damn it! Oh, willpower. I had a feeling. I was like, why did we get like so much? Fate meter is at 0. +1 in gain stalwarts. Ah, okay. I don't want him hitting anything else. Alright. 1, 2, 4. Yeah. Oh, you're exhausted. Why are you exhausted? My money. Oh, it's one of those.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee. Strike them down! Nothing passes unnoticed.
I'm just kind of brute forcing my way through this last bit of this because I just want to move on to the next quest. That's all very nasty, but doesn't really matter.
A bright light overcomes you, and the sound of the drum resonates through the chamber once more. A voice whispers as if from a great distance, "Return." You do not understand if this is a request, or simply that whatever haunted this place has been placated. You and your party stand at the center of the chamber, having fended off the spirit within this place, and having defeated the creature that was Denwyn. The cold weight you've felt since entering the Barrow Downs has lifted, and you can breathe easily again. The immediate task complete, you resolve to continue along the trail which leads north to the ruin of Fornost Doraine, or simply Fornost, and now called Dead Man's Dyke in the Breelands. The Witch King of Angmar had conquered this once great city of Arnor, then lost it in turn when he was expelled from these lands. It remains today as the haunt only of the rangers who visit from time to time, and also, some say, by ghosts and other spirits who hide amid its scattered stones.
Aruethel paced impatiently as she awaited word from her agents. She wanted to rush to the Barrow Downs to take a direct hand, but she dared not. Revealing her presence would upset her master and draw the wrath of their lord. Soon, he had told them, the time to reveal themselves would come, but that time was not yet. There was work for her here in the old city, and only by her force of will were the assembled hillmen kept in check. All she could do for the time being was to remain in Fornost and await the word that the artifacts had been recovered. She had not taken a meal in some time and felt the sensation of hunger growing within. She had felt it more and more of late and would need to take sustenance soon. Suddenly, one of her servants appeared before her and kneeled, bowing his head and keeping his gaze at her feet. The artifacts had been recovered, and he had brought them to her directly. She would eat, she decided, and then her true task would begin.
Oh, there's that dagger we were talking about.
Your fellowship has journeyed north for several days, the air growing cooler with each crisp morning. Winter would not come for some time, but the morning dew has turned to frost as you awake the third day and start the breakfast fire. On the fourth day, you turn slightly east, away from the ancient road, so that you might look down upon Fornost from the nearby hills before you enter. The rolling hills are covered with grass, not yet yellowed by the coming of autumn. You creep carefully to a vantage point, still far off from the ruin, but already see the many columns of smoke rising from it. Fornost Doraine is once again inhabited, but by whom or what, you do not know. More smoke rises from the fires just outside the city. More camps set up at the approaches. You discuss who might be claiming Dead Man's Dyke, when a voice answers from behind you.
Hillmen.
You turn to face a woman who has appeared soundlessly, holding a bow pointed directly at you. The woman reveals herself as a ranger of the north.
That's not a bow.
One of the Dunedain who patrol these hills. Seeing that you're of the free folk, she lowers her bow, and her face goes from an iron glare to a warm smile.
Mylavanen.
She greets you in the tongue of the elves, which means,
"You are well met. I am Beravor."
The Rangers are a mysterious people, but they defend the lands and good folk who dwell there. You accept her as a friend to your cause, exchanging greetings. She explains that the hillmen have been gathering at Fornost for some weeks, drawn by an unknown compulsion.
I know not why they come, but it is an ill omen indeed.
She's tracked them, trying to find information.
But the hillmen are too cautious, and I have not been successful so far.
With your arrival, Berefor hopes that together you might accost a group of the hillmen and learn their scheme. You approach one of their camps at the edge of the city.
Do you wish to see elf magic?
He stands not alone.
The strongest of us must seek a way.
I am a true daughter of Numenor.
Numenor. Yes, yeah, that's probably pretty okay. I think I dumped the rest of these though. They have counter, just 2/3 with range, gain guard this round after attacking. Okay, well let's just kill one of the things. Please go away, fly. Power, choose. One player draws 2 cards. That's nice. Okay. Could you cry? Cry might be okay. We have self-preservation in hand, so it means every hero is taking 2 damage, which kind of sucks. Sure, occurs at least one attack. Okay. -2 to every enemy this round. That could come in handy later. I guess we'll just start. I know he has counter, but
let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Let's keep her health total nice and high.
Be gone, darkness!
Oh boy, he's getting kind of weak.
My arms.
Okay, let's get him to tank some of that and get through this.
You would die before your
I think I'll put the other 2 here so that when we start next turn we finish this off, then we use one of our first attacks to finish this person off, probably with Boromir to grant the Vanquish trigger. Sure, I don't know how much that thing cost, but apparently 3.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
He reveals that a powerful lady from the south summons the hillmen and calls them to serve the Witch King of Agmar. Tells you she has gained a device of great power that she intends to unleash upon the free people of Eriador. You will all surely die. He spits before him, some Rose blade. It doesn't matter anymore. Sauron passes. Guess we'll do this. Oh, maybe it would have been worth, or I guess it's still. Yeah, you know what? I'll spend these resources.
Never trust an elf.
Just say never trust an elf. You're in a primarily elf deck, my friend. You might want to watch yourself.
Aruethel examines her work carefully as she puts in place the last piece of this ancient artifact from the Southlands. The magic of the device, long since dormant, awakes and emits a soft greenish light from within. To fully restore the device, she thinks to herself she will need to apply her own limited skills as taught to her so long ago by the necromancer himself. Restore it, however, she will. Once it's complete, she will present the device to her master, so that he may use it to reclaim his seat in Angmar, and from there rule over these lands once more. She summons servants to take the device to the appointed place. There she will finish the ritual that will restore its power and return despair and anguish to these lands.
Soon, my master.
She thinks.
Very soon.
The Hillmen,
Beravor explains,
are divided into many clans, and from there broken down into individual tribes. They are prone to fighting amongst each other, and will follow their leaders only so long as they can provide opportunities for loot and pillage, which they gain mostly by raiding each other. This lady who holds them in such awe must be powerful indeed to keep the Hillmen from each other's throats.
If the Hillmen are gathered, and the artifacts you've been chasing are indeed components of an ancient and powerful device, you must find and stop this Lady of the South. The Witch King has been gone from these lands for centuries, but his evil power still causes fear amongst the hearts of all the North, and his mere name carries with it the terror of times past. To gain entry to Fornost, you follow Beravor along the city's broken walls until you reach one of its many gaps. Hillmen guard the opening, but you resolve to make your way inside the city ruins, one way or another.
Oh, I see target practice for Legolas over here. Defeat 7 or defeat every enemy or collapse the wall. At least these quests are providing a lot of alternate ways to complete them if your team is not like particularly good at combat.
Let all the foes
Kill
of Gondor flee.
the really powerful one. I'll save the 2-2 from the wrath of that 2-4. It's another self-preservation. That's kind of nice. Don't want to put it at Legolas because it would block. Well, we would just replace it with the good deed if we drew it. Obviously, we could put it on it in the meantime and heal him if he was injured, but that's not the case, so we don't need to worry. So, the prompt member each character with at least one attachment. I mean, sure. Gain protect to one character this round. -2 to every enemy this round. Okay, none of those are particularly appealing right now. Can't hit you, so that could become a target. I suppose we could defend with her. Actually, is this worth doing? This might be worth.
They went this way.
Do this. You bastard. I bet you there's a bonus for keeping her fully healthy. I could see this power being very, very useful in higher difficulty levels, but with that, the amount of cards we're drawing every turn. Unnecessary. Alright. You can take some of the damage. That's a lot of resources, Sauron. Is this map maker gonna get down and dirty? Do we think? We have 2 Cry in hand. I guess I could play Cry this round and deal some, because there's a good chance he plays out a bunch more things. So I could use this kind of preemptively. Then again, might really want it for a later encounter. So
Begone, darkness!
let's just sit on it. See what he plays. Restore 2. Well, that doesn't do anything. I guess it's ready now, so that's kind of annoying, but we'll just do this. Yikes, Sauron, you're getting your ass whooped so far. Well, I guess I can attach... I can, like, proactively attach this to her and use this to gain back some resources. Ooh. Just to do, because I'm gonna because you can only ever bank 12 of this, and we're about to fill it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I don't even need to use this guy's power to get there. I'll bank this. I don't really want to play any of this.
Beravor leads you through the streets of Fornost as confidently as if she were an original inhabitant and the place was not a crumbling ruin scattered with fallen stones. The brusque calls of hillmen grow louder as you draw nearer the center of the city. You climb the remains of a once great tower and look out over a square lined by broken statues and a long dried fountain. Gathered about are a multitude of hillmen who look upon a dais where a dark feminine form sways and chants in the black speech of old before a device that glows with greenish light. She calls forth one of the hillmen to stand before the device. He convulses in a sudden choking fit.
I was going to say, he's dead.
Vapor rises before him. He clutches at his throat and looks to his fellows. They instinctively back away from the man, who sputters and then falls dead upon the stone.
Behold the power I bear!
Shouts the woman to the crowd, her voice commanding their obedience.
With this, we will retake the north!
The plague returned!
Beravor exclaims in anguish, recalling the ancient curse that has devastated the Northlands so many years ago. A calamity from which the lands had still not recovered.
We must stop this madness!
Thinking quickly, you realize that the tower upon which you hide would crush the square below if it were to collapse. By removing a stone here and shattering a stone there, you might bring it down. Though it will take both might and cunning together to do so. You must act without delay, and appear simply to attack in desperation, so that some of your fellowship might bring the tower down before the hillmen suspect your plan and seek to undo it. Beravor calls out, leaping into the square below and dropping a hillman before he can react. You and your companions join in, seeking to both hold off the horde and somehow collapse the tower, hoping against hope to stop the Dark Lady before her plan can come to fruition.
Final encounter. I love X1s when Sauron puts them into play against my Legolas decks. It's great. Assess the tower to find the first 3 weak points that will bring it down. So this is probably gonna lock. This ancient tower show you. Is it locked because of this? Or is there a thing you need specifically? I guess so. Each time a minion defeats a character, grant it stalwart this round. Ooh, that's nasty. Man, Sauron's got a lot of resources this campaign. Okay. Vengeful Hillman. Sauron gains Surge when he kills something. That's kind of nasty. Deal 2 damage per player to one random character, ignoring block. Oh, and that's just for the next several, I guess. This is the next one. I don't know that we'll get to that one. This one might happen. This one, discard every ally. That's not that bad. Alright, let's... these guys have self-preservation. I think Cry is fine here. Do we want Mapmaker to maybe tank some damage rather than Legolas? Legolas is ranged attacker though. 4 deals with this or this, so even if either of these attack Boromir can finish off the other one, which is nice. Hillman's not that scary in particular. I don't want her taking too much more damage, just in case, because she needs to live. Mapmaker's gonna do us solid here. And if this Hillman wants to finish him off, I think that's
Foes of
okay.
Gondor flee.
Alright. Alright, take care, Kamalisk. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the stream. Hope you have a good rest of your day, good weekend. What did he give to you? Pursuit. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, man. Hillman Ambusher. Why doesn't he have Surge? That definitely sounds like something an Ambusher would have. After attacking, return one random attachment from the defending character. That's kind of nasty, I guess. I have no way to stop... Or I have no way to kill him immediately. Maybe I just sacrifice one of these characters by defending rather than have him hit something and then return. Is that worth? You know what? I'm just gonna play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I already have 7 characters. Never mind. I don't want to play one of these. Not quite yet. And I don't think I want to play the Cry. Ah, right. I'm gonna need that later. I could do this. Doesn't seem worth it for the one guy, but then again, what else are we spending this on? But that's 6 out of the 12, like 6. Then we'd be reduced down to 6 and not have anything for this. I think we just use... You know what? This would be the worst thing to die, I guess. So I'm gonna attack with him first, hoping that he targets the thing that hasn't activated yet. Well, it didn't work out that way. I'll play the defender.
Show 'em what for!
Show 'em what for. Oh, that was dumb. I should have attacked with him. You, Sylvan, you're Noldor. You're Sylvan.
I go to gather news and watch for our enemies.
You must die before your stroke fell.
Be gone, darkness!
Eyes like a hawk have I!
I see someone who's gonna get shot by Legolas. Gandalf and Imaldris Caregiver are actually nice finds.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Take that.
You would die before your stroke fell.
How about you?
Slay them all!
Yikes.
Take that.
I should have used you first. Who's more likely to kill that?
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Have at you!
Never trust an elf.
You would die before your stroke fell.
You don't look like much.
Finally found a good dude.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Caw. I don't really care about you, do I?
You would die before your stroke fell.
Ooh. Maybe start shot.
Have at you!
The enemy is upon us.
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
Remember when I said we were nowhere near probably doing this, and then he summoned a bunch of these things? I'm just kind of... It doesn't really matter, we're so far ahead. Doesn't really matter. You're not ranged. Do I want to use Cry? Because I could. Is Mapmaker gonna do his thing again?
Gondor!
Quack!
Begone, darkness!
Damn! Pardon me. That's a lot.
I spy something in the distance.
Slay them all!
You would die before your stroke fell.
Get wrecked. Alright, So, okay, whatever, I don't want to do this. The point is... crumble the tower.
Coughing and sputtering, you awake to find yourself within a roiling cloud of dust. All about are scattered and broken hillmen, looking around in shock. You've all fallen into a great underground chamber that lay beneath Old Fornost, revealed only by the crushing weight of the tower you felled. To your relief, you find that your companions yet live, though each is caked in dust. Many hillmen also survived, and begin to rise and gather. The dark voice of the lady calls out from within the cloud of dust.
Find the device and destroy the intruders. We will not be denied.
What happened to
Your
her
work
echoey
is
voice?
not yet done. If the device yet endures, it must be destroyed, and the threat to the...
I definitely brute forced my way through that last quest. I feel like if I actually were to take some time and think about it, I could have saved a lot of the cards that we lost. But to be fair, we probably wouldn't have had them anyway if this was on a higher difficulty level, so Deal 2. You don't have the +1 attack anymore, so I guess we'll start with you.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee. My arrows always find their mark.
I could the Elven Blade to Rossiel over here, actually. Just play stuff out. Gosh darn it. Oh, I guess we could do you.
Strike them down.
A red sun rises.
Search for the device amid the wreckage. +3 to each unique character. I mean, that includes heroes, right? I think that's worth it. Is it? Might not be.
The enemy is upon us.
I will not be denied.
Use it on himself because
Death is upon you.
A red sun rises.
Strike them down. Gondor.
Defeat the interlopers! Slay them all!
You would die before your stroke fell.
Strike them down.
every unit. That's annoying. Well, since my guy's dying anyway,
Strike them down.
guess I replace
My
you.
eyes see everything. Ta! Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
The Witch King will return to Angmar! Show him what's wrong!
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
The enemy is upon us.
By poking and prodding the evil thing.
Furious, Aruethel raged at the loss of the device, and with it her plan to restore her master to power in Angmar. Where had the intruders come from, and how had they so rapidly foiled her scheme? Ancient, however, was her patience as well as her resolve. Without her firm command, the hillmen would no doubt remember ancient grudges and begin to bicker and fight amongst themselves before fading back into the hills. As for herself, Aruethel knew that if she waited long enough, she and her master would find another way to return to Angmar. All else could wait, even revenge, as her survival must come first. She would outlive them all, and that would be vengeance enough. She fled from the chamber, howling at the dust-darkened stones as she went. She would hide in the shadows and make her way through the Undercity until she could steal away south to Minas Morgul once more.
Fornost Avenger. 3 cost 304 with ranged and surge. That's pretty powerful. Stats aren't like the hit points aren't great, and you'd probably or you'd want at least 1 willpower when you're playing something with like worth 3, but ranged surge on a 3 attacker, that seems pretty powerful. Before it defeats a character. Oh, so close. Alright, final quest for this campaign. The Undercity.
Though the foul device is destroyed, your fellowship is trapped underground with many angry hillmen. You hear a mournful shriek and see the black form of the lady dash away. The hillmen gathered are a terrible force, but you know that without leadership, they'll turn on each other, and their assembled power will dissolve into nothing. You decide to give chase to the lady, and with a shout, take pursuit. You dash headlong into a darkened passage, seeing only the faintest hint of her in the distance. Despite your best efforts, her speed is greater than yours, and your knowledge of this place is wanting, so you slow your pace to better navigate its hazards. Sensing no pursuit from the hillman behind, you soon come to the top of a stair that sinks even further into the earth. You find the lady's track and begin your descent. First, you hear only your own footfalls, but soon make out strange sounds around you. You are not alone in these depths, and something is coming.
You stand not alone.
He stands not alone.
We must trust to such weapons as we have.
Complete 4 locations. Okay, I'll keep the good deed. I'll keep you. I think I want you. Archer's more appealing with this in play. It's also a cheap threat. The ping could be relevant. Let's do this. Nameless cave dweller, creature. Some sort of 6-legged mutant thing. I don't know. Catching up. Grant +1 power. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what a lot of these do. Yeah. She comes back. That's cute. Choose -2 or each player draws 2. Let's do this. Start here. Yikes.
You would die before your stroke fell.
2 damage, or 1 damage is better than 2, so. Oh, and now we have the opportunity to do this.
So loud I could shoot you in the dark.
The enemy is upon us.
Alright, that thing gains every round. That's annoying.
I spy something in the distance.
Hell comes not for you.
Yikes, that's annoying. Gain guard when exhausted. I might actually defend with her because I have... Oops. The hell was that?
A red sun rises.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee. Strike them down.
This thing's pursuing us, but it should die now with Legolas's trigger.
You descend a small stair into what was once a finely columned vault, but is now covered in water up to your knees. You hear the lady ahead, and a disturbance of the water shows that you're yet on her trail. You've no choice but to tread into the cold water and make your way as quickly and as carefully as you dare. There's a rumble, and you feel a corresponding tremble in the stone beneath your feet. You're not alone in this chamber, and hope that whatever lurks in the water with you isn't hungry.
But of course it is. Ooh, that's nasty. Look of the vault. This artwork looks familiar. Was this thing part of the first cycle? Or did I see something else? 2 damage. What do you have? Stealth. Ambush stealth. +2 when attacking an exhausted character. Yikes. Well, that is you. That's not that big of a deal. Cool. Could have been worse. As counter before return 1 random attachment. That's annoying.
Strike them down.
It's not the most efficient use of this, but the fact that it has counter and it still has to attack, I think it's fine. Could have been worse.
I offer you my aid.
Not a big deal.
Huh?
That's annoying.
The enemy is upon us.
Do have to be wary of this.
A red sun rises. You need not worry about anything at present.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
You come across a former crypt, where the honored dead were once buried, and now remembered with statues and their likenesses and inscriptions carved into stone.
Likenesses?
Long since, however, the common stones from the city above have fallen to mix here amongst the broken remains of ancient memorials. Bones intermix with the broken limbs of statues to create a macabre scene where art and life square off. You tread lightly here, either in reverence to those interned in this vault, or for fear of disturbing them. The remaining ceiling above teeters precariously over your heads, so caution is indeed called for to avoid bringing the entire roof down upon you.
You would die before your stroke fell.
This way.
Really like to keep my stuff. She's the only one with self-preservation. She's a good quester, but I think I want to do this. I'm doing this because it's most likely that another enemy's going to be played between now and... Okay, what's the worst ones? +1 Sauron, end 1 every time you play a card. Okay, this is the worst one.
Rivendell.
Well, that sucks. Oh, he didn't attack the one thing. That's nice. I guess we'll end. I'm not gonna play the 1/1 just to be killed by this.
For Rivendell.
Gondor.
The enemy is upon us.
Never trust an elf.
This is getting dangerously low. I think what I might do is go power plus...
All things must end.
Alright. I think it's Gandalf threat reduction time. Let's use you first.
I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me.
You step out into a large chamber, strangely lit by some unseen source. This must be some ancient palace ballroom, or other grand chamber that stretches wide all around you. The floor is so finely polished that it's nearly a looking glass, and despite the years, you can make out your own likeness in the floor below you. You make out the sounds of the lady somewhere ahead in the distance, so you must yet be on her trail. With no time to waste, you begin to cross the chamber, when a clacking sound emerges from beside you. Something has arrived to challenge your passage.
This gentleman's getting fairly low. Forced travel to the next location. Oh, I don't know. They block. That's annoying.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
You must die before your stroke fell.
Okay, well, I'm guessing that one guy's dying now. Oh, apparently not.
You need not worry about anything for the present.
Why can't I use the power? Not this fucker again.
The enemy is upon us.
I have a feeling there might be a treachery that or something that decreases this by 1, so I feel like I need to and deal 1 damage to 1 random character if it's in hand. I should have just killed this first, but whatever.
A red sun rises.
Damn it. Forgot you had block. Ah man, nothing can kill you now except for her. Very annoying. Oh, that's now just gone. That's nice. Do I want to play any of these out proactively? Probably the free one at least.
I go to gather news and watch for our enemies.
I don't need to do that anymore. It doesn't have pursuit or anything. These fucking flies, man. I don't know where they came from. Just like we had a rapid thaw and now there's flies everywhere. I don't know. They're all just coming inside because it's getting cold. I have no idea. Okay. I guess we may as well just fill our fate meter to maximum then.
Aruethel emerged into a closed chamber that was once the cellar of a fine estate. A single shaft of sunlight shone from the city above.
How?
From
We're
here
so
she
deep
could
underground.
escape to make her way back to Minas Morgul and once again take her place at the feet of the Master. She thought she desired nothing more, yet she paused. No, she would not flee, not yet, for though her body could not tire, she found herself weary. Weary from the chase of her pursuers, weary from the rage she had felt as her plans were dashed. Her anger grew, replacing weariness. Though she was not trapped, she would make her stand here.
Dumbass.
As ageless as she was, she found her patience now worn thin. If she could gain some manner of vengeance before she departed, she would. Aruethel heard the songs of her children nearby, sweetly singing in the darkness. She called out to them for assistance, summoning them to her side.
You track the lady finally into a dead-end chamber that was once the cellar of some fine estate above. She stands before you, a dark form in black armor, in a stance yet defiant. You have her trapped and demand her surrender. Instead of showing fear, she smiles, and her eyes light with a fire that reveals the anger within. She draws forth in her full form, turning to you to shout,
We shall see just who is hunting whom!
Then, from behind, you hear the chittering screams of many bats flying towards you. The lady leans forward and rushes forth to attack with the speed of a thing not of mortal form.
Okay, well, I think Legolas is killing this thing for sure. Yep, fine with that.
Let all the foes of Gondor flee.
Even though it already attacked, I think it's still worth buffing this because of the next. I'm going to play a bunch of other Sylvans this round, potentially. What do you do? Exhaust every ally with 0 willpower. You cannot attack. Throw wild tendrils of shadow is implied. Well, that's not fair. Why can't I use this guy's power? Why is it turned off? Is there something I'm missing? Treachery, deal 2 damage. Neither of those are that bad, yet I still might want to do the threat reduction. Could also summon Barivor now that I have a space for it, for her. This is the final encounter, so I have as much fate as I would need, in theory. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not able to use this guy's power. Anyway, we'll just do this, see what gets played.
A red sun rises.
None of this is really that scary. You're a Sylvan, but I don't want you getting one shot, so...
The enemy is upon us.
Go back to the abyss. Go back to the shadow.
Since you're leaving, Gandalf, maybe I play one of these.
I go to gather news and watch for... Take that.
And then... if I do this... yeah, okay. Please.
We're the last people of the West. How about you?
You will pay for what you have done.
Guess we'll just get rid of that. Doesn't really change much. Get wrecked. Still unsure why I can't use that power. Is this a glitch, or am I missing something? Maybe I'm just missing something. Well, that's sort of lucky, but now she gets to attack again, which is annoying.
Them down.
I should have read this.
Take that.
Oh, what the hell's wrong with me? Now she gets to attack again. Okay. I guess we'll finish you off here and do this so she can't kill this. She has ambush. Read the cards, John. You should probably read cards. Well, that was a horrible round. Can you stop having activations? Thank you. God, what a terrible round that was. I just like totally punted. Exhaust a random ally. Okay, you know what? No.
They went this way. I see them.
Nothing to me.
Watch us lose now. God, Sauron got so much value off of that turn. I don't care about that. Alright. Can she kill anything this round? No. Let's start by doing this, because Legolas is dangerously close to dying. Even though that doesn't matter too much, I still prefer that didn't happen.
I see them.
Vile sickness to one ally. I don't know what that means. -1. Okay, whatever. She's got plenty of HP. She's fine. She's fine, everyone. I promise.
Gondor.
She doesn't have hit points, so Legolas's upkeep will finish this off, so I don't think we need to care about that. Ugh, that's fucking annoying. That's a really nasty one for her to get.
The enemy is upon us.
With that in mind, do I actually pass rather than let Legolas get hit here? I think I do. She's got +1 attack now too. God, that's so... Ugh. We're 1 away from this nastiness as well. Yeah, I don't know why we weren't able to use our map maker's power here the last several times we wanted to. We'd be so much further ahead. Again, I'm not sure if that's a curse, like, or if it's a glitch, or if I missed something that happened. Like maybe it got something triggered that said it loses all powers. I don't know. I guess I'd have to look back, but it's probably not worth it, or possible, apparently. If you defend, you don't get to use your ability. So I suppose I'm just gonna let you die rather than Legolas. Wait, she's just, oh my god, she's just gonna chain. Ugh, you're so annoying. Okay, fine. What is happening right now? God, she's just so strong. Holy shit. And none of our cards in hand are really worth, like, they're not good enough. Everything's got block or this or that. Fuck. It's really irritating. It doesn't help that I screwed up that one round. It gave her like 16 attacks. Let's get rid of this asshole. Holy hell. Wait, that is so broken. She gets the counter and that activates? That is not fair. Every time I attack her, she's gonna gain a hit point. I don't think we can win. We're probably fucking dead. I don't know how we can win here. Wow, what?
Nothing passes unnoticed.
That combination is just so disgusting. Like everything we do, she just keeps gaining HP. She just keeps basically gaining HP. And if I attack with my weak things,
I see them.
she's gonna ready and get to attack even more and gain even more HP. Now +1 every time you play a card. My god, man.
Be gone, darkness!
Like, we needed our map. I don't think we even have any good questers left in our deck. I used both Gandalfs because I didn't realize that this would come to this, so he would have helped. We lost both map makers, and one of them was useless. It was not letting us use his power, which we could have used twice. Shit, like seriously, we got this far and we're gonna fail? On standard difficulty? Holy shit, man.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I think we're stuck. We're not doing enough damage every round. And we're out of... There's nothing to spend fate points on. Oh, I should have picked this guy. Yes, please, give me a new hand. Fuck, that sucks. Oh, we do have another map maker. Okay. Maybe that's fine. Place you, I guess.
Never trust an elf.
Holy shit, we're dying. Okay. How do we win this?
Gondor!
Literally no point in attacking here, so I guess we'll end. What do you do? Okay, whatever. Who cares?
I go to find the sun. Ah.
Okay, we should be able to give something.
The enemy is upon us.
Diminished, Aruethel makes her way through the night east toward the mountains. There she will make her way south, and still further east until she returns to Minas Morgul, to her rightful place in the service of the Witch King. She had joined her master at the bidding of the necromancer so very long ago, when he recalled her from her slumber. Her duty was to serve, and she had done without question ever since. Though she expected to serve, what she had not anticipated was her response to the Master's presence. He was not at all what she expected. What had first been merely service at the command of their mutual lord had grown to become more. A kinship, something else. She would have time to ponder this and more on her long journey back.
After some time, your fellowship makes its way out of the Undercity and back to the light of day within the ruins of Fornost. The hillmen have scattered, their threat abated. Though you did not destroy the mysterious Dark Lady, You did destroy her infernal device and put an end to her plans, whatever they may have been. Taking comfort that the North lands are no longer in immediate danger, you begin the long walk back to Bree, dreaming of a warm meal and bed, as well as a cold tankard. Closing your cloaks around you against the chill, you begin your journey southward.
Whew, that was close. We punted, but then Sauron punted back by giving us redraws to look for the one card we needed to win. Proud Hunter, Vanquish, grant +1 willpower or fate? Fate equal to defeated enemies cost, limit 3. That seems interesting. Give combat decks an ability to actually use those fate points more. Whew, man. If I had known how nasty that quest was going to be, I would have played a lot more carefully. And I would have stalled and built up a board more before letting her, actual good form come out. But we got there. Okay, cool. So that's going to do it for this game for today. We may revisit that and the previous campaigns and try them at higher difficulty levels at some point in the future. Because yeah, overall standard is definitely kind of a walk in the park. Obviously that last quest was an exception to that, but up until that point, and honestly the other thing is when you go in knowing what to expect, that's going to make it easier still. So I think for sure we need to pick higher difficulty levels when we're playing at the next time we go through. And the other thing is that this game incentivizes you for building decks that are for not just specific campaigns, but for specific quests within those campaigns. So we'll try probably, our better decks, maybe with some revisions with the under advanced difficulty, and see how they do over the course of a campaign. But if we're finding certain quests particularly difficult, then we'll just build decks that are suited to deal with those the specific threats in those quests. So I'm saying specific a lot, but I think you understand what I'm getting at. But that's going to do it for this quest today. It's going to do it for this game. Yeah, so I'll state this on the stream and I'll state it in this recording anyway. So next week, Monster Hunter Rise comes out for the Switch. Comes out on Friday. Next Friday and Saturday we will be streaming. The plan right now is to stream 8 hours both days. We're going to go through, character creation, the initial story quests, and then we'll see if we can't get some online games going for Monster Hunter Rise. Much the same is planned for the week after, and then once that's... then after that, we'll see. We'll probably go back to playing, one or two decks per stream before jumping into Monster Hunter for the next little while until we get through the entirety of that game. Could be some Lord of the Rings adventure card game to break up the streams as well, or instead. But the plan is Monster Hunter is going to become a regular part of the stream for the next little bit. Monster Hunter is a favorite of mine, and I'm really excited to play it. And stream it for the first time. I've never really streamed it that much. That's not true. I streamed a little bit of Monster Hunter World, but I never had a regular monster hunting stream, so I definitely want to make that a regular part of the stream. So yeah. So again, Monster Hunter for all stream next week. Probably a special weekend stream for launch weekend. Probably doing the same the week after, and then we'll try to come into a regular schedule of some 1 or 2 decks of Runeterra and or Lord of the Rings before playing some Monster Hunter until we get through that game. What getting through that game looks like, we'll have to see. Most Monster Hunter games have a clear story, but then there's usually a lot of endgame content, and Capcom tends to release a lot of kind of extra free DLC as the game over the course of the game's life. So there might be a lot to experience with that. And of course, there's other games I'm always kind of keeping an eye on that I could play, and I'm happy to play on stream as well when we get to them. So anyway, that's going to do it for today's stream. Hope to see you guys next week for some Monster Hunter, and yeah, take care in the meantime. See you next time.